Hello, let's start our CSCI 340 database. And for today's lecture, we're going to have an additional concept related to our relational database model. And when we move on, we talk about what's the unary and ternary relationships that are really implemented in a relational database. And we will talk about the concept of the referential integrity. Okay, because we learn about the primary key, foreign key. Okay, so those foreign key we refer to the primary key. So how can we make sure? Okay, those like integrity. Okay, and also the referential of integrity. Okay, what are those are restrictions? Okay, so let's say for deletion, then what's the cascaded and how do they do a set to now delete rules operate in a relational database? And this we're going to cover. And quickly, just let you know there's some the database in the lecture we are going to cover. So including the salesperson, customers. Okay, so all these like product. Okay, so maybe the customer employees, those are relations right here. So just have an idea if we look at those pictures, okay, including the sales, those transactions. Okay, we have the intersection data, right? And also the office. So this will be the background. So if you remember, okay, when we talk about, okay, one is about the unary, another one is the one-to-many. Okay, so they are combined together as a unary one-to-many relationships. So if there's a salesperson, okay, our salesperson reports to exactly one sales manager. Okay, and each salesperson who does serve as a sales manager typically have like several. That means they have multiple like salesperson reporting to him. So you see the hierarchy right here. So we do have one salesperson. Okay, so maybe the salesperson have a number 137. Okay, and then there's other salesperson, let's say 142, 323, okay, and 411. So they are reporting to salesperson 137. So this called the unary relationship. So what's the relation? Sometimes we say relation, that means the table. Okay, the employees, okay, and then we need to have a column, so that we are showing, okay, who is that salesperson reporting to which, okay, sales manager, right? So this also is a one-to-many relationship, okay, within the salesperson, and because in the description we told you right here, told you because one sales manager can manage several salesperson, and at least one salesperson only like report to one manager, right? So here is called a one-to-many relationship. So make sure, and then the unary is just talking about the table itself or the relation. Okay, the relation we are talking dimension. If you remember when we talk about relation, that means the table. Okay, and sometimes we call it the tuples, okay, or the records, okay. So attributes, column, field, okay. So we have multiple names, okay. So just need to know when we're using those um, names, okay, keywords, then you need to know which one we are describing. And then when we look at the unary relationship, because there are only one entity type involved, so this is called unary. We are only like working on or everything. We'll only look at one table, okay. But when we need to extract the data, then we need to joining the same table twice. So we need to giving the name, okay. So if you remember, so we have usually Alice to giving a name for the accessing table. And one-to-many, because among those individual entity like occurrences, okay, so there's among the such person, a particular such person reports to one such person. So the manager, right, sales manager. Well, a sales manager, so that salesperson may have several salesperson. So it's a one-to-many. So we break down this relationship into two parts. In general, if you see the hierarchy, so you see, let's say you maybe have two managers, and then maybe there are other managers and managers, okay, and there's some other salesperson, okay, report to it. So it's possible. That means you may be in the like the top hierarchy, okay, the word or some they have nobody reporting to. Okay, so it can be no. Okay, just remember. So right here, so that's why we say they request the addition of one column to show the relation, like represent a single entity involved in the relationship. Let's say for the sales manager number. So they are going to put who is their sales manager, right? So right here, and when you see there's a null or the this cell is empty, okay, so atom like 186 or the 285 right here, this no sales manager number right here. It can be null, right? That means it's like the top, okay? And then you can like fetch those or retrieve the data, like who are they reporting to, who are the manager. So if I'm asking the question, like please show like which manager is managing um those please list the employees, okay? They are manager like this. Okay, any question? Then you should able to list it. So it's a unit because we are showing, I'm using the same salesperson relation or salesperson table. Okay. And in some special case, okay, the example which when we like come to know is that a bill of materials a problem. So we tell that every entirety occurrence can be related to like many other occurrence too. Maybe like product to products itself. So it's possible. So but it depends on the situation, okay, or the business model itself, okay, or you need to look at the tables. And just like give you one example for the product set. Okay, so maybe they have like different product set and they have different like model right here, A, B, C, D, and then like hammer right here, drill, okay. And then they will combine like Supreme tool, like Deluxe, okay, some others. So all these, so their set can be like show or they can be a many to many. So they can like nature of the products, okay? So right here. And when we like change the relation, like we try to modify those relation, we were giving the product number. So there's a primary key, right? So you say, and then we do have the product names and then giving the unit price. Okay, so all this unit price. And sometimes you setting a set. Okay, so all these like product number have been like reduced to digit for simplicity and every individual's unit item. So every set, the two, like they have their own role in the relation because like every item set they're available for sale. So we put in the like for individual or sale the set. So we can put it like this. Okay, giving a product number and unit price. And then if we need to have some, like, let's say a new relation right here, like unit many to many. So just like kind of like we say the binary like many to many relationship. Okay, we need to request to like create an additional a new relation. That means a new table in a relational database. So it does like unit many to many relationship. So here's the design. So like in assembly right here, okay, many, and then pass. So because you see the assembly right here, you have a duplicate record, and then for the pass right here, we do have a duplicate. So that's why it's called a many to many. And then the domain of the values of each column. So it shows the product number column and also the products relation. That's how it shows. Okay. You can duplicate. That's how it shows. And we talk about if you remember another relationship, okay, so it's the ternary relationship. So it may involve like three different entity type like ABC, okay, right here. So maybe the salesperson, customer, and then there's like including the products, okay. So in the middle, so we maybe have some like transactions, okay, which salesperson, so which products to which customer, let's say like this. Okay, so it involve sometimes when I give you a question, it may involve maybe three different entities. Okay, so it can be the ternary relationship, that's what we call. Right here to give an example like salesperson sales maybe salesperson customer numbers and product numbers. So that's what they involve. Okay, and all those candidate keys are like how getting from the primary key. So this is what you need to know. And those like internal relationship just need to showing you that this like new journal hardware called this company relation. That means those table they are all independent with no like foreign keys in any of them. Okay. So right here they don't have any like foreign key. So if you remember a foreign key, and then the sales relation that means that this sales table, okay, so it shows like how the internal relation is represented in a relational database. Okay, there's like salesperson, customer, and product number. So they're all right here. So sometimes we create like transaction and internal relation. You can see maybe the salesperson like serve maybe this customer and a customer. Okay, salesperson between the customer. So and then maybe the which customer, okay, bought which products, okay, maybe like those products may be bought by many customer. Those customer also they already purchase many products, okay. So right here, or the salesperson, okay, between the products. So right here, so we can tell. So you can ask like, okay, did this salesperson 137 sell the product 19440 to customer 0839? Then you can find. So when you match, then you can say yes or no, right? And of course, we have the data operation. Those like if we need to retrieve the data, we must be like prepared for perform data maintenance operation, including insert new records, delete existing records, and update existing records. Later in the lab, we're going to cover. So you need to create new tables, okay, and how can we insert a new row of records, okay, how can we update those records, or we can delete it, or even how can we drop the tables. That's all we're going to cover in the lab, okay. And also in the lecture part, I will show you the syntax. And as what we then move to the next part we talk about is about the referential integrity. Okay, so it's mainly like based on the primary key and foreign key, and actually mainly is like focused on looking at the foreign key. Because those like we work like around the circumstance of like trying to refer data in one relation in the database. So we based on the value of another relation. Okay, sometimes most of pretty common example is the foreign key. Okay, and when we those like referential integrity, okay, so they will have some, let's say if we need to delete a record, okay, with the foreign key, then what should we do? So here's the a problem always. So for example, if we have delete the record, let's say a salesperson, okay, so is that like on that side we delete the salesperson of the one-to-many, then what happened to the customer? Because the customer, they do have a salesperson, right? Or in a situation, you will know, let's say the salesperson quit. Okay, so if you want to say, okay, let me remove this salesperson from our record, then you realize there's a problem. What's the problem? If there still exists, can you delete? So it will cause the problem of the referential integrity. Okay, so if we delete salesperson, so this salesperson as a foreign key exists in customer relation. So here's an issue. And for the insertion, so if we have a new record, let's say if we need to insert this one side, let's say if we need to insert the salesperson, so in a one-to-many, so there's no problem because it will be totally fine, right? If I have a new salesperson, I just add it. But how about in the many? So if we have a new customer records, if we like only insert in the many, so that's the customer relation. So even if you confuse, it doesn't matter, but you just look at the one, it contains the foreign key. Okay, the one if it doesn't have a foreign key, it doesn't matter. So you can just add a new record, okay, new row. But how about the one you contains a foreign key? So the one in this, it happened, you need to include the salesperson. So if it doesn't have a match in the salesperson relation, it causes a problem. So same kind of problem like deletion as an example. Okay, it doesn't exist. When you set the primary key and the foreign key, you may not doing the integrity, like referential integrity, like checking. So if you do checking, then you need to be careful. Okay, so if you like take a look at these slides and then you just make it more simple. So thinking, okay, if you just have your own primary key, no foreign key, you're okay, you're totally fine to add a new record. But if you do have a foreign key and we already set the referential integrity, then you need to be careful. All the records especially foreign key, we're referring to let's say the salesperson. Make sure we do have let's say the salesperson number exists in the salesperson relation, this table. Otherwise, you will cause a problem, okay? How about update? If we need to update a foreign key value, we also need to check, make sure, okay, those salesperson number are matched in the salesperson relation, then in that table. Okay, if it doesn't exist, you cannot update the foreign key. So here's the update. Okay, so we talk about the insert and the update. Next, we talk about the DBMS, like how can control the referential integrity. So in the early relational DBMS, they didn't provide any like control mechanism for the referential integrity, but we say really early, long time ago. But for the modern relational DBMS, they will provide some like sophisticated control mechanism for referential integrity. So for the delete rule, insert rule, and update. So in the beginning, we talked about the insert rule, so we'll check it, and then also the update rule, and then later when let's say delete, okay. And then for the 3 delete rules, we're going to cover one is called a restrict, and then that one's called a cascade, and then set to none. Okay, so what's the meaning of this? So when we delete a record, okay, so let's say we need to delete the salesperson. Then if this salesperson quit, okay, then how about your customer table? Okay, who is serving this customer? If for restrict, then we're saying, so if we this attempt is made to delete a record on one side of a one-to-many relationship, so the system will like forbid the deletion. So it will take place if there's any match foreign key value in the relation on many sides. Okay, what does it mean? So you're not, that means we're not allowed to do it. Okay, so let's say if this salesperson just quit, okay, leave, then we want to remove this salesperson. However, we are using this salesperson still exists in the customer table. Okay, and then you can see we are using is a foreign key and then pointing to the salesperson table, salesperson display relation. Okay, still exists. Okay, so we are restrict, that means we are not allowed to delete it. Okay, then how can we delete it? You need to update all the customer relation records. Okay, we need to update or remove or change to assign to another salesperson. So after we clean this salesperson number on the customer table, then we can delete the salesperson in the salesperson table. So if you know, this is called a restrict. Okay, so you're not allowed if you have exist. And if we try to attempt to like delete, let's say the salesperson 361 in the salesperson, but the system like based on we have the control, right? So we're checking, okay, we not permit the deletion to take place because the customer table, okay, relation have a customer, let's say 1525 or 1700, they include the salesperson. So there's a foreign key. So they're not allowed the system like stop you, okay, give you or say, okay, or showing, okay, because there's a foreign key referential integrity, they're not allowed you to delete, okay. Then how about cascade? Okay, what's the rule? So if we want to delete a record from the one side, okay, that means the our salesperson table, and then not only will like record be deleted, but all the record on many side relation have a matching foreign key will also be deleted. So here is more like important to say, if you delete it, you are allowed to do it, but all the record they with connection, that means like with the foreign key, they will be deleted. Okay, so this deletion is called a cascade. So the deletion will cascade from one relation to another. So that's why you know it's called a cascade. Is the how it performs, right? And let's say there's an attempt, like we say the record of the salesperson, let's say in the 361, in the sales relation, okay, then the sales record will be deleted. So and then automatically, and then record on the customer, they're related, let's say 1525, okay, 1700, okay, all this in customer table also being deleted. We need to look at the actual business situation model, okay. If you think about, okay, if this a salesperson quit, Are we also going to delete all those all the customer? If impossible, then you cannot use the cascade, or you may be using the restrict way, okay, in this moment. Then you may thinking, okay, how about this, any alternative method to do it? Then we're going to talk about maybe how about set to now. Okay, if we want to delete a record from the one side, that means let's say the display the one is the salesperson, and to the like one to many relationship, then the record will be deleted, and then the matching foreign key value in the record of many side, that means the customer side. Also, they will be changed to now. Okay, so I can delete it, and then all those like foreign key will change to now. Then there's another alternative way. So let's say right here, so if the salesperson quit, okay, 360 quit, then this record will be deleted. Okay, and the salesperson attribute, okay, in the customer record, that means the customer table. Okay, let's say for customer 1525 and 1700 in the customer relation, that we set the salesperson number to now, okay, instead of like 631. It may be pretty okay, so you can do it, and then later you can just update. Let's say you want to assign those like now value to another new salesperson, is okay. So maybe in the real situation, or somehow you may be using restrict or set to now may be better, or sometimes if you want to protect, like make it more secure, then you will using the restrict rule. So it really depends on your situation. Like you say, oh, once I set to now, if I forgot to assign a new salesperson, then it causes an issue. Better way is like let us assign a new salesperson to the customer, and then we delete the salesperson. It's better than like set to now, but just need to know your three-way, okay, to doing the like referential integrity checking. So this one is like restrict, and then one's cascade, and then the last one is the set to now. And so far is like will be, let's say for our lecture, so it's an external additional concept related to our relational model. And later, of course, we have more practice. I will lecture like using insert, create new tables, insert data, update data, delete data, how to drop a table. Of course, you need to set the referential integrity. Okay, if you create two tables, you have the primary key, foreign key. Okay, so that's what you need to do. And thank you so much.